The book of Genesis tells a powerful story. It is a narrative that has shaped the beliefs and cultures of countless generations. Adam and Eve were the first humans, created by God Himself. They were not just any humans, but the very beginning of humanity. They lived in the Garden of Eden, a place of unparalleled beauty and tranquility. This garden was a sanctuary, filled with every kind of plant and animal. This paradise was given to them by God, a gift of love and care. It was a place where they could live in harmony with nature and with each other. But there was a catch. Despite the abundance and beauty around them, there was one rule they had to follow. They were forbidden from eating fruit from the tree of knowledge. This tree stood as a test of their obedience and trust in God. Tempted by the serpent, they broke God's one rule. The serpent, a symbol of deceit and temptation, convinced them to eat the forbidden fruit. This act, called the fall of man, had huge consequences. It was a moment that changed the course of human history forever. They were banished from paradise, forced to leave the only home they had ever known. The gates of Eden closed behind them, and they entered a world of hardship and toil. Sin and death entered the world. The perfect harmony of Eden was replaced by a reality filled with suffering and mortality. This story is foundational for Christianity. It explains the need for salvation and the coming of Jesus Christ to redeem humanity. It explains the origin of humanity, offering a spiritual perspective on where we come from and why we are here. It also explains our relationship with God, highlighting themes of obedience, trust, and redemption. The story of Adam and Eve is a tale of creation, temptation, and the consequences of disobedience. It serves as a moral lesson for all of humanity. It's a story that has resonated with people for millennia. Across different cultures and eras, the narrative of Adam and Eve has been told and retold. But what if this story, passed down for centuries, wasn't just a parable? What if it held a deeper truth about our origins? What if Adam and Eve were real people? Could there be historical and scientific evidence to support this ancient tale? Recent discoveries in archaeology and genetics suggest that the story of Adam and Eve may be more than just a myth. These findings are opening new discussions and perspectives. Could there be some truth to these ancient tales? As we continue to explore our past, the story of Adam and Eve remains a profound and enduring mystery. The Garden of Eden is described as a lush paradise, a place of perfect harmony and beauty, where nature flourished in its most pristine form. According to ancient texts, it was located between 4 rivers, creating a fertile and bountiful land. 2 of these rivers are the Tigris and Euphrates, which are well known in historical and biblical contexts. These rivers flow through what is now modern-day Iraq, a region steeped in history and mystery. This area, historically known as Mesopotamia, is often referred to as the land between the rivers. It is often called the cradle of civilization, where some of the earliest human societies began to flourish. Archaeologists have made some fascinating discoveries in this region, uncovering layers of history that tell the story of early human development. They have found evidence of a sophisticated ancient culture, with artifacts that reveal a complex and advanced society. This culture, which existed thousands of years ago, had developed advanced agricultural techniques that allowed them to thrive in a challenging environment. They built impressive irrigation systems, channeling water from the rivers to sustain their crops and support their communities. They even had a creation story that bears striking similarities to the biblical account of Adam and Eve, suggesting a shared cultural memory or influence. While we may never find the actual Garden of Eden, these discoveries are intriguing and offer a glimpse into the past. They suggest that the biblical account may have been inspired by real places and events rooted in the rich history of Mesopotamia. Could the Garden of Eden be more than just a myth? Could it be a symbolic representation of a real place that once existed? Could it be a memory passed down through generations of a real place where human civilization first took root? The idea is tantalizing and opens up many possibilities for understanding our ancient past. As we continue to explore and uncover the secrets of Mesopotamia, we may come closer to understanding the true origins of these ancient stories and the people who lived them. With modern technology and ongoing research, the mysteries of Mesopotamia may one day be fully revealed, shedding light on the dawn of human civilization. Until then, the legend of the Garden of Eden remains a captivating story, intertwined with the real history of a land that has shaped human destiny for millennia. Our understanding of genetics has exploded in recent decades. scientists have made a startling discovery. All humans alive today share a common female ancestor. Scientists call her Mitochondrial Eve. She lived in Africa about 200,000 years ago. Similarly, all men alive today share a common male ancestor. He is called Y-chromosomal Adam. He also lived in Africa. He lived slightly earlier than Mitochondrial Eve. These findings don't mean there was a literal Adam and Eve. Mitochondrial Eve and Y-chromosomal Adam were not the only humans alive at the time, but they are the only ones whose lineages have survived unbroken to the present day. They are the root of our family tree, the ancestors from whom all of humanity descends. The stories of Adam and Eve, Mitochondrial Eve, and Y-chromosomal Adam seem very different. One is a religious story, the other is a scientific discovery. But there are intriguing parallels. Both stories point to a single point of origin for humanity. Both place that origin in ancient times. These parallels have led some to wonder, could science be confirming the Bible? The answer, as with many things, is complex. Science and religion are different ways of understanding the world. Science seeks natural explanations for natural phenomena. Religion deals with the spiritual and the supernatural. The existence of Mitochondrial Eve and Y-chromosomal Adam doesn't prove the Bible is literally true, but it does show that science can sometimes support, or at least provide context for, ancient stories. Section 5. A matter of interpretation. The Bible through a metaphorical lens. Many people interpret the Bible literally. They read the text as a historical account, believing that every event described actually happened exactly as written. They believe every word is true, seeing the Bible as an infallible record of divine intervention and moral guidance. Others believe the Bible is open to interpretation. They approach the text with a different perspective, considering the cultural and historical context in which it was written. They see the stories as metaphors, rich with symbolic meaning that transcends the literal words on the page. These metaphors teach moral lessons, offering insights into human nature, ethics, and spirituality. The story of Adam and Eve can be seen as a metaphor. It is not just a tale of the first humans, but a profound narrative about temptation and choice. It teaches us about the consequences of our choices, illustrating how our decisions can lead to profound changes in our lives. It teaches us about the nature of good and evil, showing the eternal struggle between right and wrong within the human soul. It teaches us about our relationship with God, emphasizing the importance of faith, obedience, and redemption. Seen in this light, the story of Adam and Eve takes on a new meaning. It becomes a timeless lesson about human nature and the moral complexities we face. It's not about a literal garden, a talking snake, or a single forbidden fruit. Instead, it represents the broader human experience and the moral dilemmas we encounter. It's about the human condition, our capacity for both good and evil, and the consequences of our actions. This metaphorical interpretation invites us to reflect on our own lives and the choices we make every day. Section 6. The implications for faith, strengthening belief, or raising doubts. The possibility that Adam and Eve were real people is exciting for some. It seems to confirm their faith. They see it as evidence that the Bible is true. But for others, it raises more questions than it answers. They struggle to reconcile the scientific evidence with their literal interpretation of the Bible. The discovery of Mitochondrial Eve and Y-chromosomal Adam doesn't provide easy answers. It challenges us to think critically about our beliefs. It forces us to confront the intersection of faith and science. Ultimately, how we interpret these findings is a deeply personal matter. Section 7. The scientific perspective. A quest for knowledge, not validation of belief. From a scientific perspective, the story of Adam and Eve is interesting. It provides a framework for understanding how ancient people viewed the world. But scientists don't set out to prove or disprove the Bible. Their goal is to understand the natural world. They do this through observation and experimentation. The discoveries of Mitochondrial Eve and Y-chromosomal Adam were not attempts to validate the Bible. They were the result of years of research into human genetics. These discoveries have revolutionized our understanding of human evolution. They have given us a new appreciation for the interconnectedness of all humans. Section 8. Finding common ground where faith and science can coexist. The debate over Adam and Eve highlights the tension between faith and science. Some see these two realms as inherently incompatible. Others believe they can coexist peacefully. It's important to remember that faith and science are not mutually exclusive. Many scientists are also people of faith. They see no conflict between their scientific work and their religious beliefs. They recognize that science and religion address different questions. Science seeks to understand the how. Religion seeks to understand the why. Section 9. Conclusion: the enduring mystery of human origins. The question of whether Adam and Eve really existed is a complex one. There are no easy answers. The Bible provides one perspective. Science provides another. Ultimately, each individual must decide how to reconcile these different perspectives. The search for our origins is a journey that continues to this day. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of our past, we are constantly challenged to reevaluate what we know and what we believe. The story of Adam and Eve, whether taken literally or metaphorically, reminds us that we are all connected, united by our shared ancestry.